Good morning, students. Now we will start with the first chapter of business studies, that is planning. In this chapter we will learn about the concept of planning, its importance, limitations, the whole planning process and types of plans. So first we will understand the meaning of planning. What is planning? With a very simple definition, first we will understand the meaning of planning. Here planning is defined as thinking in advance what is to be done, when it is to be done and how it is to be done and by whom it should be done. It is very simple and easy to learn definition. Whenever we plan anything, any kind of task, whenever we plan any kind of objective, if we are having that we need to plan, the first step that we take is to think about that plan. So planning is what? Thinking in advance. Now thinking about what task has to be done. That means what is to be done. Whatever is your target, for that you will plan in advance. Then when it is to be done, what is the time, what will be the duration when that task has to be completed and by whom it is to be done, who are the employees, who are the individual who will complete that task. So planning is what? Planning is nothing but thinking before doing. Whenever we want to do anything, we just plan for that particular objective or task. Another very simple definition is given in your book. Planning bridges the gap between where we are standing today and where we want to reach. Planning is what? Suppose we have to plan something for our future. So we are standing where we are presently standing and where we want to reach. Whether we want to produce 100 units, whether we want to complete a race of 100 meters, whether we want to do anything, whatever you want to do, you will have a starting point and for that and you will have an end point, and for reaching towards that end points we needs what? We needs planning. So planning bridges the gap between where we are standing today and where we want to reach. Simple diagram here it is given. First this one is your present position. Now after doing all the planning, all sort of planning, you will reach to your destination, your future situation. Okay, now what else planning involves? See, planning involves setting of objective. First we will set the objective, then we will decide the course of action through which these objectives can be achieved. Those actions can be your plans, your steps to formulate those plans or anything else. So first we will set the objective, then we will adopt a appropriate method or appropriate step, appropriate action to achieve that objective. So planning is what? Planning is setting up of objective and targets and formulating an action plan to achieve them. Another important ingredient of planning is what? Time. See, planning is always done for a fixed period, for a fixed tenure. Planning is not endlessly done. It has to be completed, it has to be planned for a fixed period of time. So many other definitions are given in your book. Just go through any of the definition, learn 2-3 definitions of planning with the name of the author given in your book. The simplest one is planning is the thinking process, the organized foresight, the vision based on facts and experience that is required for intelligent action. Or in simple word, we can say that planning is nothing but it is what? Thinking in advance. So go through any of the definition and always learn, always try to remember the author, those who have given the different definitions of planning. Now next is the features of planning, or we can say that the characteristics, nature or features of planning. First point is planning contributes to objective. See, whenever we plan for something, whenever we are planning for any organization or whenever we are planning for any task, we need what? We need to set the objectives. So planning, whenever we start with planning, it should have any target, it should have some objective. Without objective, planning is what? Planning is useless. We cannot opt planning if we are not having any objectives. So after setting up the objectives, planning decides the methods, or we can say the steps which we need to take, or the procedure which we need to opt. After recognizing the objective, we can only plan, or we can only select the method or the procedure for the achievement of the set objective. So first point is planning contributes to objective. Next point is planning is primary function of management. How planning is primary function of management? We can say that planning is first function that has to be conducted by every manager. No other function like organizing, staffing, directing or controlling can be conducted before planning. The first we will plan anything and for any objective, and then only we will proceed towards the another functions of management. So planning is the first stage, first function of management that has to be conducted by every manager. No other function will be executed when the planning function is not opted. Next is planning is pervasive. Here pervasive, I have already told you, pervasive means it is required everywhere. So planning is also required at every level of management, at every type of organization, whatever the organization or the industry is producing, planning is required at every level and at every type of organization. In case of planning, it is not restricted only to the top level managers. It's not like that ki only the top level managers will opt for planning and rest will just follow those plans. Planning has to be conducted at each and every level of the organization, say whether it is a top level, say whether it's the middle level, or say whether it's the operational level. In case of major plan and framing of overall policies, it is the task of which level? It is the task of top level. Whenever the policies has to be formed, whenever the major decision has to be taken, it will be the duty of the top level manager to conduct those or to plan for those policies. Whereas there are some departmental managers at the middle level, they will do their duties and they will form the plans for their respective departments. Say marketing managers will plan for the marketing department, and production department managers will plan for the production department, like that. And some lower level managers also are there in the organization. They will support the overall objective and they will plan the things according to the day-to-day activities involved for the production process. So first thing is that planning is pervasive, that means it is required at each and every level of the organization. And secondly, it is opted at each and every department of the organization also. Next, fourth point is planning is futuristic, or we can say that planning is a forward looking function. See, planning is always done for the future. We never plan for our past. जो time निकल गया है उसके लिए कभी भी planning नहीं होती है. We always do planning for the future. That's why planning is said to be a forward looking function. All the managers try to make predictions and assumptions for future. Planning का जो base होता है या जो standards होते हैं, they are what? The predictions or the assumptions for the future. कि this year we will achieve a target of rupees 1 crore, or we will achieve a profit of rupees so and so crore. So these are the predictions or the assumptions, and these predictions are made on the basis of past experience. Whatever the company has experienced in its past, we will took those as the standards, and then only after taking those as standards we will plan our future. So planning is what? Planning is futuristic, or planning is, we can say that it's a forward looking function. Next is planning is continuous. You know, planning is continuous means it's a never ending process. Every time whenever we complete one plan, we just do what? Do the changes in plan, or we will just search for the we are having many plan, we will search for the best plan. So it's a never ending or a continuous process. See, after making the plan, one has to be in touch with the change in the environment. Every time there are certain changes, there can be a political change, there can be some technical change in the environment, and your plans may be or may not be according to that change which is occurring in the environment. So according to the change, we have to select the best plan. If we are having 4 or 5 plans for completing any objective, we will select one best plan according to the change in the environment. So after making plans, also planners keep in mind what? The changes that can affect the company. The plans should be according to the requirements of the company. For example, here one example is given. If the plan is made during the boom period and during its execution there is a depression period, then planners have to make changes according to the conditions prevailing. So it's a continuous process, it's a never ending process. It's not like that once we have developed a plan and we will thoroughly follow that plan throughout the year. If some changes are required, managers will do those changes. If there are some environmental changes, we will change the plan, or we will choose the best among the given or opted 4 or 5 plans. Next point is planning involves decision making. See, the planning function is needed only when different alternatives are available. When we are having many alternatives, when we are having so much alternatives while completing any objective, only then planning function is needed, and we will select the most suitable alternative among the various alternative. Which one is the best, or which one is most suitable according to our requirements, we will select that particular alternative. We cannot imagine planning in absence of choice. If choices are not available, if there are no choice of alternatives, then we cannot conduct the planning function properly. So planning function managers evaluate various alternatives and select the most appropriate one. So while completing planning or while doing the planning function, what the managers do, they just evaluate each and every given alternatives and select the best one according to their requirements or according to the requirements of the company. But if there is only one alternative, then there is no requirement of planning. We will just opt that particular alternative. Next point, 7th point is planning is a mental exercise. How planning is a mental exercise? Because it requires what? Thinking. For each and every activity, for each and every task or objective, we need what? We need to think, we need to plan. So in planning, assumption and predictions regarding future are made by scanning the environment properly. This activity requires higher level of intelligence. Whenever we predict something, whenever we plan for our future, we assume something or we predict something according to our future, and by scanning the environment, the various factors of environment, we plan for our future. And secondly, among the various alternatives, we just evaluate each and every alternative and select the best one which is which again required what? Higher level of intelligence, higher level of thinking. So it is rightly said that planning is what? It is an intellectual process, or we can say that planning is a mental exercise. So here we have completed with the features of planning. Again, first one is it contributes towards the objective. Next one is it is a primary function of management. It is pervasive, it is futuristic, it's a continuous process. Planning involves decision making. And the last one is planning is what? It is a mental exercise.